Tuesday, November 10th. And we now go to the KUM News Zoom room where we have from the Pacific Association of Radiation Survivors, Mr. Robert Celestial. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Sabrina. How are you?
Good.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing okay. How have you been?
Well, everybody's doing fine. We're in lockdown, so we're trying to do our best. Wash our hands,
Right.
wear masks, stay home.
Well, I'm glad you reached out. You wanted to come on the show. If you could give us an update on what PARS has been doing over the last several months, and maybe even what's been happening with the group.
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, it's very important. It's a very important issue. I just got off the phone this morning at 5 o'clock with Colin Maxson. He's the chief of staff for Senator Crapo from Idaho. And we spoke on the issue for next year on the Radiation Exposure Compensation Act. And right now they're waiting for 2 more votes. That's a runoff for the Senate. And that's in January, he said. But right now there's 50 Republicans. So Senator Crapo will reintroduce a bill for Idaho, New Mexico, and Guam. And hopefully, since Congressman Lujan got elected into the Senate in New Mexico, we have 3 Native American women who are in Congress now from New Mexico. And we're reaching out to all 3 of them to introduce a bill in the House. Mm-hmm. As you know, in August of this year, we had a Zoom meeting with the chairperson of the Judicial Committee, Chairman Jerry Nadler, and he was very hopeful, and he promised that we're going to have a hearing next year in the Judiciary Committee for the next bill that comes up. So 2 bills have to be reintroduced, 1 in the Senate, 1 in the House. I want to let the people of Guam that this coming year is probably the last year of this program. It really ends in 2022, but in 2021 they're going to stop receiving applications for those who might be eligible to receive the compensation. As everybody knows, and just to give a recap, we went before the Senate in 2018 and testified for Guam, and that we were hopeful that it passed it in the Senate. So everything's working out right now. We're working with the staff of the Chairman Jerry Nadler, and we're working with the staff in the Senate. So hopefully everything will work out next year. What this brings, Sabrina and Chris, is that the people of Guam were exposed to high levels of radiation from 1946 to 1962. Even if you extend it even more. However, these are the years that Congress has given us. And the people of Guam for many, many years have been suffering with cancer and other diseases. People like my age and younger, even older, have succumbed to this disease. There are a lot of other issues that people and doctors say that can be attributed to other agencies, that cancer can. However, we went before the National Academies of Science in 2004, and we proved it. The National Academies of Science in 2005 came out with a report stating that the people of Guam are eligible to receive compensation, that they believe that we, the people of Guam during that time period, are eligible to receive this compensation. So we've been fighting for 15 years to get compensated.
I gotta say, Robert, you're right. We've been covering this. I think I've done interviews with you years and years ago, and I remember when there was the blue ribbon panel that was formed, right? And then they came up with a report.
That's correct.
I can't believe we're still, talking about it, and we haven't seen anything finalized. Why do you think that is?
Well, the excuse we have is that they don't have enough money. But I believe what it is that so many other issues keep popping up every time we get close. Mm-hmm. This time it was for the Supreme Court. Even back then it was for the Supreme Court. and other issues that come up. I believe that next year we have the best chance to get it passed, and that's what we're fighting for. What we really need on Guam and on other territories is a vote in Congress. That's what we need. We need a representative in the Senate, and I've been working with the Senate since 2005. And so we've been successful with Idaho downwinders and New Mexico downwinders and the uranium miners from the Navajo Nation. And so we've come out and we worked with Senator Tom Udall, Senator Mike Crapo, and they've been really, they're the ones who put us in the bill. And even Senator-elect Lujan from New Mexico, he got us into the House bill. So we're working with our partners. Tina Cordova is the president for the downwinders from New Mexico. So by advocating for Guam for so many years, we were able to help them with information and help them kind of maneuver when they didn't have the information and we had the information. And so by blessing, they got us into the bill. So hopefully continue working with them and working with the staff even this week. We're hopeful that we'll get both hearings. We don't know if we're going to have a Zoom hearing or go before the committee. And hopefully Jerry Nadler, the chairperson for the Judiciary Committee, he can get it passed through the Judiciary committee. So once that happens, the people of Guam will receive just compensation. It's free medical care for those who have been suffering for so many years, and $150,000. That's the amendment that they're trying to place. Because right now, in the current law, it's only $50,000 plus free medical care. So the people of Guam, we've been waiting for almost 20 years since the last amendment in 2000 with President Clinton, and we qualified even back then, but only the National Academy of Sciences stated that we're eligible in 2005. So that's why we continue to push these issues, because we're eligible. It's just that Congress, I don't know. We really need a vote in the Senate and in the House. Right. And that's what I'm hoping and praying that one day they'll pass that bill and we'll have a representative in the Senate and give us a voting voice. And that's what Guam needs and the other territories.
You mentioned quite a few different Congress people, but I didn't hear you mention local Congress people. And, have you received any help from them? And like you said, this has been going on, since 2005. This isn't something that just happened last year. So why haven't you mentioned any of our delegates helping? Or have they not?
Over the years, since 2002, when I came out with this issue and working with the late Senator Santos, Senator Pinko, Dr. Chris Paris, Speaker Ben Pangilinan, Speaker Cruz, and now hopefully Speaker Teresa Light. They've been passing resolutions and to Congress, which are helpful. However, I've found out through experience that it's only reaching out to the senators in Congress with our counterparts, our downwinder friends, that and working with them in the House, is that they're the ones who are going to make the decision for Guam. Our delegates, believe it or not, and I hate to say this, but their hands are tied. They could only co-sponsor it. However, by our advocacy, we continue to get into the bills, and that's why we thank God. It's only through the grace of God that we're here. We keep advocating. We respect our congressmen. We respect our leaders. However, we understand the process, and we've been following the process. We've reached out to all the congressmen and women. We've reached out to the senators, and we're really blessed to be in the bills. So that's why I haven't mentioned them. And people, if you haven't voted, go out and vote. We really need a leader there in Congress, and hopefully the next congressman, whoever it is, Mike Nicholas or Underwood, will continue to put this on the front burner, because this is a very important issue. It's going to end next year, Sabrina and Chris. Right. And so we're hopeful.
Mm-hmm. And who specifically would be eligible? Is it everybody and anybody, or
the ones who will be eligible people in Guam from 1946 to 1962. If you were here for about 2 years, and whether you were born here or you worked here or you lived here, you were exposed to high levels of radiation from the nuclear fallout from Inuit coal, and we went ahead and proved it, and so that's who eligible. Now, the two eligibility criteria, Sabrina and Chris, is that if you were here and you have one of the 19 cancers or other diseases, then those are only two eligibility criteria. And then what will happen is that the Health Resources Services Administration is responsible for all the grants for the clinics. What happens is that the Attorney General, through the Civil Division of the Judiciary Committee, will open up a program that all applications will be adjudicated, and then it will be up to the judge to approve or disapprove the compensation. So that's how it'll work. That's how it works in Colorado, Arizona, and Nevada, and Utah. So they'll bring those programs to Guam, and we pray that our people. And the good thing about it, Sabrina and Chris, is this: it goes down to the spouse if the individual passed away, and if both of them pass away, it goes down to children can apply. If they had can prove that their grandparents qualify, then the grandchildren can apply for the compensation. So this program is really I mean, it's open and wide, and so I appreciate what Congress did for these states, and that the people of Guam qualify for it, and that's why we continue to fight for it, Sabrina and Chris.
Right. Is there where can people go to find out more information?
Well, they could go to our website, PARS, Pacific Association Radiation Survivors website, or they can just put in Radiation Exposure Compensation Act or program. If they put in Radiation Exposure Compensation Program, they'll have all the highlights and where you could get a majority of the information.
All right. Well, thank you, Robert. I'm glad we got a chance to check in with each other. I know you've been fighting this for a long time, and hopefully we can see something, some fruition or some movement on this.
Maybe you need to maybe you need to run for senator,
Chris,
Robert.
Excuse me? Senator? Oh my goodness gracious! I'm good where I'm at right now, and the people of Guam are in good hands.
All right, thanks,
Thank you, Robert.
Okay, God bless.
God bless you.
Right,
Robert, I made Manhatatitas virtual, and there's butter there in the back, too, if you want to take on your way out of the Zoom room.
I didn't get that. What?
I made virtual Manhatatitas in the Zoom room. There's also little packets of butter if you want to take some on your way out.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Robert.
Take
All right,
care.
God bless.
Esta, there you go. Robert Celestial of PARS. 8:54. It's a link on the breeze, 93.9. We're just going to take a quick break, and coming up we have Nadine Sungeni to talk about COVID awareness and outreach testing with the FSM and FAS communities at 8:53. We're also going to play this message from the governor that came out yesterday.